Hello. Hey, hi. This is Varun, and welcome to the Amazon User Group Kochi edition. And my name is Varun Manik. I'm thankful to all of you who are seeing me live in this video. And today we're gonna learn about the Amazon ECS container things with the CLI command known as the Copilot. It's released by the Amazon by July 9th, 2020, about 1 month ago. And I'm gonna show you a live demonstration of this. Okay, and in this case, we're gonna start with the creation of the GitHub repo and all. And also, I have written this some blog about this, and on my YouTube channel, you can find this video over there, as well as uh, we're gonna create the pipeline with the command of AWS Copilot. So today's we are more centric about the pipelining creation. So I'm not gonna let you know, guys, like how we gonna install the Docker or how we gonna install the Copilot things, because all those steps you can able to figure it out in my blog or in my YouTube channel. Okay, so today's focus on the AWS Copilot pipeline creation, right? So I believe so. You guys can able to see my screen, and so let me tell you something about myself. I have almost 8+ years of experience, and most of them is cloud centric. Either it's virtualization related stuff in a private cloud or in Microsoft Azure or AWS. So from last 6 7 years, I mean, constantly working with the AWS, and I have multiple certification and all those stuff. Currently, I'm working on the Delight Consulting, and we are one of the best cloud engineering team in Southeast Asian region, as well as we have different kind of expertise in our team related to machine learning, related to the security, related to the DevOps, and we do have a very strong team of cloud engineering, and I'm one of them with the DevOps expertise. And my recent experience, just a moment, yeah, about the DevOps, DevSecOps. But before this, I'm just letting you know that I am a research scholar also. I have published a couple of papers in IEEE as well as in different journals about the virtualization and all. Then I wrote blogs also. You can find my blogs in the Medium blog platform, as well as I have been there in the training industry about a decade. So I train student, I train the corporate professionals, I train the open source community, like was what I am doing right now, as well as I do have multiple institute and multiple corporate training center. They have contacted me for the Amazon training or the DevOps training things. So yeah, I have a very good experience in the training sector, in the training industry about a decade. And here you can find about my more detail in my medium.com, YouTube, or Facebook, or LinkedIn, and Twitter link is there in the last page. And these are my certification in Amazon. And yes, I completed my master's in computer science back in 2014 in India. And yeah, these are my recent most experience. So I have been working with the Deloitte from last 1 year, where I have worked on the Amazon Connect with AI and machine learning. And previously to Deloitte, I was working in one of the biggest media company in Malaysia called as Astro. And yeah, we do have a very great exposure there in Astro. it's a green field for the AWS. So there I have learned a lot about the continuous integration, continuous deployment, the DevSecOps, the DevOps, as well as the financial thing like DevFinOps. Also, I have learned over there. So these are the complete, recent experience from last 4 to 5 years about this DevOps sector, as well as also I'm an Ansible certified. So yeah, so I do have a good experience in that. And let's come to the topic. So without getting any delays over there, let me just share you the agenda of this meeting. So today I'm just letting you know what is the DevOps and what is the DevOps culture as the microservices. Then a brief discussion about the Amazon Elastic Container Service. Then I'm trying to show you the Amazon Copilot project implementation and explanation, as well as then it should be implemented in 30 minutes around, so right. And then we do have a question answer session. And Partha, I have a request to you. If you do have any questions in YouTube, because I cannot see the screen right now, so please stop me and just let me know, like, and I'll answer you, right? Okay. So, what is DevOps? So, in my definition, DevOps is not a tool or collection of tools. DevOps is a culture. It's a mindset, as well as it's a culture. In that culture, we have different industry. We have different tool sets. We have different kind of operational tool set, development tool set, testing tool set, as well as the financial and the Scrum, each and everything mixed together and make this as a culture. So that's what I can call as a DevOps. It's not, do not go with the DevOps mindset like it's a tool or something like that. No, it is a culture, and there is a lot of thing to adopt this culture in IT industry. So typically this has been started from back in 2010 when the Scrum is there in the picture. But yeah, in the industry 2015, people are talking about the DevOps, and in 2018, somewhere around the DevSecOps and other things. But yeah, nowadays in 2020, most of the company, if they are a startup or the medium base or the enterprise level company, they are trying to build team called as DevOps or the automated automation team or something like that. So let me go through that quickly over here. So typically you can see in the center there is a business idea, revenue, and value. So all those businesses, whatever we are doing it right now, everything is extremely around towards the business and their revenue. So here you can see we are building some application. It might be a web application, it might be a desktop application, it might be any application, right? So the development as well as the operation. So you can see in the middle we do have the business, the operations, and build, and the development bridge, as well as the DevOps bridge. So to meeting in a shorter terms, I can say that if you are developing something, the operational task, you can write a code over there for the infrastructure. That's a kind of you are developing the operational stuff. So it's one of the definition of DevOps. The another thing is that to mitigate the bridge between the silos team called as developer, tester, or the operation, we can just reduce the siloness between them, and we can make them together with the cross-functional team and work together. Yeah, so that's how we can create the bridge between the developer and the operational functionals guy. So this is how we can create a DevOps. So this is the overall agenda, overall definition of DevOps, that how can we reduce the siloness between the cross-functional team. These teams include the architecture team, this team includes the security team, testing team, development team, as well as the operational team. When I say operational, that means system administration, as well as the management and financial team, including all. So yeah, we do had Scrum sprint planning with more than 15 cross-functional team and more than 50 people over there for 3 months of planning. Okay, and all 3 months had been divided between the 2 weeks of a sprint, right? So this is how we can go with the DevOps. And here you can see the release management. So once we release any software, any edition of the software, then we can go for the build, and everything of the build is automated with some tool. Either it tool should be Jenkins or AWS related, or Azure related, or GCP related. It is completely dependent on your work infrastructure, or your kind of work what you are doing. Then we do have a test automation and the continuous testing. So here the Selenium is one of the good example. Then we can do a continuous promotion. So continuous promotion, that means, guys, we are promoting the same artifact what we are creating inside the development, and the same development artifact should be tested, and vulnerability testing and everything has been done, and that artifact should be promoted to the staging environment, and then that same artifact from the staging environment can be promoted to the pre-prod, which is called the UAT environment. And then the same artifact, if everything goes right with that artifact, and you tested well in the non-production environment, then you can send or promote the same artifact towards the production environment. Then we do have the deployment automation and the continuous deployment. Yeah, so whenever you are pushing the code inside your source code management, might be it's a GitHub, Bitbucket, or GitLab, or code commit, anything, whenever you are going to push that, the automatically every cycles of this DevOps things will be going like in CI/CD manner, and it can be automatic deployed to the production servers. So what I'm going to show you today. And then we do have the continuous monitoring and the feedback. So continuous monitoring can monitor. It's a centralized monitoring system with including of the centralized notification system. So the centralized notification system might be your email. You can utilize the service notification system from AWS, or the Slack, or any other channel. And for the monitoring, you can utilize the CloudWatch and couple of other services to monitor your APIs and other things. So this is the mixture of many tools where you're gonna collect together and make this kind of CI/CD pipeline. So let's go over there to the next one. So here you can see the technology, process, business, technology, process, and business. So the typically DevOps. Just a moment. Yeah. So typically, everything is related to the business, okay, and how the business run. It run with the process. There are certain process, and we cannot run now in 2020 any process or any business without the technology. So every three steps are complementary to each other. So how we can scale our technology, like if I'm talking about the scaling, that does not mean the auto scale or scale in or scale out. There are multiple things need to be scaled over there, okay. So whether we can meet our service level agreement and all those stuffs, right? So what if I can say you the high availability term or the fault tolerant term? So it is not see, high availability and fault tolerant is a complementary to each other. And then there are multiple cloud service they are providing the high availability and the fault tolerant structure. One of the example I can give you, the DynamoDB, the Lambda, which is the serverless in Amazon. And then also you can create an architecture with your auto scaling kind of thing, with EC2 auto scaling and all. Okay. Similarly, we do have a process, so we can go for the iteration. Like in the DevOps, the major revolutionary change, if we are comparing with the waterfall model, it is once if there is any change in the production or non-production, we can do multiple times in a day, but it was not possible in the waterfall model due to its limited hierarchy model, right? Similarly, in the business, if we are doing everything in a speed and there is a zero manual error, so whenever we are creating an automation script in a CI/CD pipeline, so the speed is so fast, you cannot believe within 4 to 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, you can deploy your deployment over to the development environment, over to the UAT staging environment, and the production environment, with all automated, tested, and everything is there. So within the 5 minutes, you can deploy that, as well as there is a zero manual error because it's an automated script, right? So there is a no manual error, so there is a no time going inside that particular to remove the manual error or something. So of course, if you can save the time is directly proportional to the money. So that's how you can save the cost or money for your company or for your business, and then you can automatically generate the revenue for that, right? So here in this down section, we have I just giving an example of the DevOps things. So like it is 200 times we can more use the deployment, as I explained you, compared to the waterfall model, and less time of unplanned work, right? 22%, as well as we are a faster recovery. The rollback plan, we have 24% more, right? 24 times more. So this is one of the survey done by the puppet organization. So now I'm coming to the next section of our hands-on lab. So for this, we have a prerequisite today. You have to know about the Docker, the basics of Docker. You should know about that. What is the Elastic Container repository? Okay, the ECR. What is the Elastic Container Service? What does mean the Fargate? What is task and ALB and IAM, as well as the cloud formation? So these are the small stuff in the Amazon cloud. You should know about that, and I believe most of them are aware of this particular thing, right? And these are the DevOps tool. What we are using it right now, it's a GitHub, which is an open source tool, then the code build, the code deploy, and code pipeline, as well as the Elastic Container Service. So, okay, so let me tell you some DevOps tool around the AWS. So these are the like EKS, Elastic Kubernetes Service, API Gateway, Lambda, CloudFormation, OpsWorks, code deploy, code pipeline, IAM, X-Ray, Trusted as well. So these are the couple of tools which is available serverless inside the DevOps and in Amazon Web Services. And similarly, we do have the open source DevOps tools. Whether you can go for the Docker, or for the security reason, you can go for the Trend Micro, or for API monitoring, you can go for the Datadog or Jenkins for the code building or pipelining, or Travis CD or Bamboo. Okay, so there are multiple open source development tool over there. So I'm just using the GitHub today's example, as well as I'm using the AWS tools, right? So this is the first line, the Docker basic. I'm not going to show you that how we're going to run that, because there is a time limitation. But yeah, once you logged into your EC2 machine or any Linux machine, which is CentOS based machine, right? So you just need to run this particular command, some yum update -y, then install Docker, and then you can start your Docker service and pull some image whether to check whether Docker is installed successfully or not. So once done, we can go for the code pipeline installation and all, right? So before the code pipeline with Copilot, right? We in this particular lab we need to create a repository and generate a token. So here you can see I have created a new repository with Copilot Kochi AWS user group, and I will provide the link to the Kochi user group. They will share with you, and then we have to create a personal access token over here. So once these two things are there, then you can push your code. So I will show one by one. Let me complete these slides and then come back to you again, right? So here you can see the AWS ECR. What is the ACR? So it looks like that, Elastic Container Repository. Then the ALB infrastructure could be created by the Copilot. Okay, so once we run the Copilot init command, and then it's gonna be run for this, for everything. So let's go with the AWS ECS cluster. So how it looks like, you can see the CI/CD cluster over there with one service and 3 running tasks. So this is how the Elastic Container Service looks like of the Fargate. So you can see the Fargate over there. Okay. Then the cleanup activity, we can run the Copilot app delete. So this is the Copilot app delete. Once you run this within the single shot, within less than 10 minutes, you can clean up entire your infrastructure, whatever you have created, right? And for more important links of this tutorial, you can find it out on the YouTube and the GitHub over there. If you can click on, I will share this slide to the slide share and share the link with this YouTube video, and you can find the slides over there, right? So we will come back to this again after the deployment. So let me unshare my screen for a moment and share the another screen. Just give me a moment. Meanwhile, Partha, if there is any question, please let me know. Okay, so this is my blog where you can find it out about the Copilot deploying an Amazon Elastic Container Service infrastructure and application. In this blog, I have mentioned each and everything step by step. So anybody who is interested, they can go over there in this blog and they can find it out how step by step we can run these commands and do these things. So I just come to my Linux terminal. This is one of my Visual Studio Code, and I am inside this directory called project. And before starting it, I'm going to create a new repository in my GitHub repository. So Copilot, Kochi, AWS user group. So I just put the initialize README and click OK. Now my repository is OK. I'm going to clone it. So I just copy this URL, paste it over here. At the beginning, I need to type git clone. It's done. So I have a couple of other projects over there, but this one is created right now. So I'm just getting inside this project, this repository. Now you can see in my terminal, I am in the master branch, and I just expanded this terminal, clear my screen over here. Then this is how I have explained. If you don't want like how to install the Copilot in a Linux server, right? You can just copy step by step each everything and just paste it over there, and then you need to install the Docker and get your Linux server. So it's already there, right? And if you are using the Amazon Linux, then you need to perform this one-line comment also for the binary file, and yeah, you can clone this repository, right? Yeah, so that was a glimpse of that particular thing. So you can find it out and install it. Now let's run the see whether we do have a connection for Amazon in this terminal or not. So whether the secret access key or access ID is there or not. So yeah, I can see it is visible. So that means my AWS credential is working fine. So see, this Copilot is already installed here. That's why I can able to see the Copilot init docs, development app environment, service, the pipeline, the deploy. And today we're gonna focus on this pipeline. Okay, and the compilation, the version, so everything is working fine because we have already installed it successfully. Then let me, move forward. So for this, we require the Docker file and your projects file. So I'm just copying the Docker file in this location from my different projects, and the index.html also. So you can see in this project right now, I have Docker file, readme, and index.html. If I can show you the hierarchy of this. So this is the newly created file. Now I do have this Docker file, and inside this Docker file, I just wrote it from Nginx. The base image is Nginx, and in the maintainer section, I put my name. And I'm exposing the port number 80, as well as I'm copying my local index.html file to the user share Nginx HTML. Right, and inside the HTML, it's a simple heading 1, heading 2, a Copilot CI/CD Docker tutorial by Varun Manik, and I'm just showing an image for this, right? So later onwards in this project, I will source the image and let you know. So let's go the Copilot init command. So once you type Copilot init, then it will ask, would you like to use one of the existing project? I will say no. Then it is asking, what would you like to name your project? I will put the Kochi. And then it is asking whether you have a front end service or the back end service. So for this example, for this demonstration, I do have a front end, which is the ALB. So I'm gonna put the load balancer name is ALB, as simple as that. Then it is asking, where's your Docker file? This is the location, and I press enter to say yes. And now it is creating my infrastructure. So we just need to wait for a couple of moments to create this one, right? So now it is created, and you can see the message over here. The listener port 80 and infrastructure application Kochi is going to create. And this is one of the most important, the manifest.yml. So this command create the manifest.yml, which have all the details of your infrastructure of Fargate or everything. And this is also created your ECR repository for your ALB service. Now I'm going to deploy this environment, press yes and enter. And then this will take some minutes, right? So just wait for to complete. Meanwhile, Partha, if you have any question, please open your mic and let me know the question so I can answer the guys. Okay, so here you can see it will create the VPC, the internet gateway, the public subnet, the private subnet, the routing tables, as well as the ECS cluster and the application load balancer, right? So this will take some time. So meanwhile, I can show you the details on AWS. And just to let you know, this all Copilot thing is backed by the cloud formation stuff. So if we can go the cloud formation tab, and here you can see the Kochi test. This cloud formation stack created this much of resources. So let's go down quickly and see that. So it already create a VPC for you. If you can click over here, it can redirect to the VPC section. And this VPC section, you can see the Copilot Kochi-test, which is newly created. Then we have a public subnet. We have the route table association. We have public subnet 1, public subnet 2. Then we do have a security group over there for the load balancer. Then it's a public load balancer is creating over here, right? Then the internet gateway, if you can click over there, you can redirect it to that particular place. Similarly, it can create multiple resources which is required for this infrastructure for this project in Amazon ECS. Okay, so you can see the default target group and all. So here you can see the cluster and the cloud formation execution role. So we can click on the cluster and we redirect it towards the Kochi test cluster. And here you can find the task. So right now it's creating, so there is a no task. So we need to just wait for some time. So if we can go to the ECS and refresh it from here, now we can see the Kochi test cluster is created. And come back to our code. And still we can't see the completion of this. So just wait for a few more moments. It will be coming automatically. Now it is created and it is already, linked my local machine to my account for the ECS. Now it is creating the Docker container, the Docker image, and this image is successfully built with this particular ID. And then it is successfully tagged with my ECR repository. So those people who are familiar with Docker, they can understand. And then it is already logged in successful to my ECS repository, and it is now pushing it right now. And once it is pushed successfully, I can see this particular ALB, the URL of my load balancer, the front end load balancer. I can click over there with control button and open it, and I can see this is the newly created website what I have given in my index.html, and here you can see the image is missing. So we what we gonna do it we gonna make some changes in our index.html, and we can come it and see it again. So yeah, so I just cleared my screen with control L, and now I'm putting the Copilot app command. So here you can see we can list out the application, we can show the application. So let's go with the show. And here you can see the user name is Kochi, the environment is test, this is my account ID, and this is US East 1 region. The service is use ALB, the type is load balanced web service, right? So now let's focus on the code pipeline. So pipeline is nothing but a simple pipeline. What we have, the service provided by the Amazon pipeline, right? Code pipeline. So in this we can update, we can initialize and delete it. So if I can put the init command right now with the code pipeline, it will asking, would you like to add an environment to your pipeline? I said yes. Then what environment? Test. I said yes. What is your GitHub repository? So remember, we created a GitHub repository and clone it over here just because of this. So this is one of the prerequisites for creating the AWS pipeline. So yeah, we do have created this one. And then it is asking for your repository token. So let's go back to the Copilot, sorry, the GitHub. and go to the settings, then go down in the developer setting, just click there, choose the option 3 personal access token, click on the generate new token, then put any name. For me, it's a Kochi user group, AWS, and click on the repo section. So these are the permission you're authorizing to this access key. Now come back to the admin repo hook, and inside this hook, you need to provide the read only. Generate this token. Now your token has been generated. Copy this generated token. For the security purpose, I am just pasting over here in my notepad. And come back to your terminal, and you just need to paste it over here and hit enter. Once you hit enter, it can show you the message, the Copilot pipeline.ml or the build spec.yaml has been created in your local directory. So if you can run the tree command, I can see these are the two newly created files, build spec.yml, which is utilized by code build, and pipeline.yml, which is utilized by code pipeline. Let's go back to the AWS and click on the pipeline, as well as click on the S3 also. So right now in pipeline, we cannot see any pipeline. There is no pipeline right now. Let's go back to the S3. And this is created one of your fourth folder. The last one is created by this command, Kochi infrastructure pipeline. So come back to the terminal. Now I'm going to run this particular command, Copilot pipeline update. Hit enter. Now it is successful created. The message is, it's adding your resource in the pipeline. So if you can refresh to the code pipeline over here and wait for a moment. Now I can see my code pipeline is in progress, and it is already included my GitHub because of my security token. Now it's building the file. It's building it. I'm pretty much sure it's gonna fail because in GitHub repository, I do not have the build spec.yml. It is in my local machine right now. So what I need to do, I need to push all those files to my GitHub repository. Just wait for the failing message. Just wait for a few moments. Now we can see it's failed. It's a predefined because it is copying the all file from the GitHub repository. So let's cancel, go to our terminal and run the GitHub command. So I am adding all the files, so git add dot, that means I'm adding all the files. Then I'm putting some message with the git commit. The first commit is my message. Then so here you can see the commit message as well as the git push command. So in one line, I have read all the things. Now it added all my files, and I need to give my username of my GitHub repository and the top secret password, which I'm giving right now. And now it is successfully uploaded to the GitHub repository. So let's go back to the pipeline, and if everything is done, everything is fine, then automatically within a moment or two, it can be created. Right? See, you can see it's 2 minutes ago we have done this one, the failure one. Just wait. Now it is just started. So you can see the code build, it is in a progress, and here is the trail log of the code build. So it is building a container, whatever container I have built in my local machine. Now it is building on a code build, and then it is pushing that pushing that container image to my ECR. that has been done successfully. So let's go to the pipeline again. And here you can see deploy to test. So this is one of the cloud formation script is running. If you can click over there, you can just jump it to the cloud formation. And this particular stack ID will create a Fargate transmission for you. So all the details you can find it over here. And these are the events. And these are the resources in the cloud formation, the execution role and all. So let's go to the ECS, which is Elastic Container Service. And here you can see in the service, I do have the events. So previously, when it was failed, right? Sorry, when we done it from the Copilot init command. So the first time there is one task or one container has reached to the steady state, right? Now we can see with the changes of time, with this particular pipeline, we started a new task and just refresh it. So we need to wait for a few moments. And here the draining of the old task and deregistering from the target is everything is happening over here automatically. So that's what the beauty of Copilot, So here you can just refresh it, and I can see within the 3 minutes of time frame, plus minus 30 seconds, 3 minutes of time frame, you can figure it out. Your task has been reached to the steady state. So if you can go back to your pipeline, now here you can see your pipeline. Yeah, just refresh from the top. So 5 minutes ago is completed the first one, and 4 minutes ago the build. Yeah, the 5 minutes ago we have completed this GitHub copying from GitHub to the local code build, and yeah, that has been completed. So let's make some change and see in the real time when we push some GitHub, when we push the code towards the GitHub. Let's make some changes in our index.html file and docker.html file. So let me copy the image. So this copy command will copy the local resource file. Let me copy the file name. So inside the index.html, I have this file name, image source. I'm just copying it and pasting to the Docker file. And so this file will copy and put inside the user share engine X HTML. So this image I have in the previous project. So I'm just copying this image to this current root directory. Now it is copied. Save everything and push towards the Git. So yeah, Git status. Let's check the status. Here you can see there is one untracked file which is very new JPG file, and there is a Docker file which is tracked, but we have made some changes. So let's add it properly and push it to the GitHub. So inside that git add command, and I'm changing the commit message over there. So the message is adding image. Oops, G is there. adding image, and hit enter, and again give your credential. So here's my username and top secret password. Now it is pushed. Let's check it out, the pipeline. Just refresh it. Just now it is copying file from the GitHub. Then it is again copying everything to the code build. And code build is successful. Now it is running the another deploy to test, right? So another cloud formation script. So let's go back to the ECS. So last activity we have done it on somewhere around 1629. So let me refresh. So yeah, here you can see this is the image. So within this single command with GitHub push command, git push command, I can see the changes over here. So this is how we can create a CI/CD pipeline, which is continuous integration and continuous deployment with help of the Copilot technology, right? So those who does not understand this, let me do it one more time. It's version 1.2 you saw there. Now I'm going to my index.html file and changing this version 1.1 to version 1.2 to make it just one more time to make you confirm. So just I'm adding the message version 1.3 and hit enter. Give your top secret password. And it's done. It is already pushed to the GitHub repository. So just wait for a few moments. Okay. So now I refreshed it, Control Shift R, and I can see the version 1.3 is visible in the green color, right? So 1.3. So it has been changed, the version 1 to version 2. Sorry, version 2 to version 1.2 to 1.3. It has been automatically changed. So this is how we deploy the CI/CD pipeline for the Copilot. And let me show you a couple of other commands. So Copilot pipeline show. This will provide you the detail of your pipeline name, region, account ID, when it was created, when it was updated, right? So everything has been provided, the detail over here. Then you have a name, category, provider details. So all those part of your pipeline is visible here inside this show command, the about section and the stage section. So similarly, you can go for the app show. Okay, the application, what are the application we have? So Copilot app show. Right now I have Kochi, and there is a environment test and the service ALB. So similarly, we can ls the list out how many application we are running. Right now I have two. One is the demo and another one is Kochi. So this is the environment ls. I do have only one environment, which is test. So environment show. This is Copilot environment show command, where I can see the tags, Copilot application Kochi, Copilot environment test, and this is the tags, then service, and let's go for the another command, which is service list, how many service we are running. So we do have only one service, the ALB service, right? So if we just put the Copilot service, then you can find it out what are the other things we can do with the service command. So we can deploy, we can delete, we can get the logs. So let's play with some logs section. So if I put the logs, I can see the logs of my health check of my load balancer over here. So this is the health check log. I can find it out if there is any issue. We can find with this, and then you can type this -h and enter, and you can see these are the logs available. These are the filtering technique of your logs. So let's go with the since 1 hour. So Copilot service logs. I'm copying and pasting. Yeah. So as we have created recently our Copilot infrastructure and ECS infrastructure, so we cannot see that much of log, but yeah, that was the thing. So now these are the two apps. So I'm just moving towards the cleaning activity. So within single shot, you can delete all your infrastructure. So Copilot app delete, and it will ask, would you want to delete your application? You need to press yes. Then it will take some time, and then you can just check it out to the cloud formation stack, and now you can see delete in progress. So it's deleting now, and yeah, it has deleted all the resources. So I'm just going up, up, up. Okay, so here we run the command Copilot app delete, which has deleted the ALB from the environment, then the ALB resource, which is target group and other things, and then ALB from application Kochi, then delete the environment. So there is a hierarchy. First of all, you have to delete the basic resources, then you need to delete the environment, then you need to delete the application. So with this one single command, Copilot app delete, it can delete everything. So let's see, go down, 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 down. Yeah, so here inside delete pipeline Kochi, so this was our pipeline name, it has been deleted. So deleted application resources, deleted application configuration, as well as delete local.workspace. So you can see in the cloud formation it's only two stack. So refresh it. Let's go to the deleted one, the completed or deleted. So now here we can see there are almost six cloud formation stack has been deleted, right? First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Yeah. So there is a five cloud formation stack was created with that command, and it has deleted. Now come to our pipeline, everything has been deleted. So again, we can't see anything. Everything is deleted right now. So the S3 um, bucket also has been deleted. Let's come back to the cluster, the ECS container service, refresh it from the top. Now you can see the error, it's inactive. So let's click on this service or the cluster. Again, it says that inactive. Then if you can click to the cluster, everything has been deleted. So this is how we deleted the repository, the Elastic Container Repository, then check the VPC right now. So now we can see only one VPC is there. So VPC, subnet, internet gateway, all the related resources of the VPC has been deleted with that deletion command. So this is how, guys, we have done it. So let me stop sharing this one and share my PPT. So meanwhile, if you have any question, please let me know. Partha, you can just speak over there. So just let me know about your about the questions if they have it. So let me share the screen. Okay, just wait for a moment. It will appear soon in the screen. Yep. So this is the cleanup activity over here, right? And these are the YouTube links, which is very important. So if you can find it out, I will paste all those links there inside the comment section. So you can go ahead, you can find the details over there, right? And let me just go to the top and let you know what we have done it with this slide. Yeah, so this is the slide where you can see this one, the DevOps tools. So we do have, integrated GitHub with the code build, code deploy, code pipeline, as well as the Elastic Container Service. And those all things can be done by the Copilot command. If you want to see it manually, if you want to, go through these things manually, then you need to visit. Let me share my another screen with you. Because see, I have already wrote all those blogs over there, and there was my YouTube channels also. So if you want to do it manually, step by step, if you don't need and you don't know anything about the ECS, the Docker container, as well as the pipelining stuff, right? So if you want to do it manually, one by one, then you can go to my YouTube channel. Let me share the proper resource where I have already done it. So it will take another 2 to 3 minutes, and then after uh, I'm done with this, right? So just give me a moment. Let me open. Let's share the screen. Application window. Yeah, guys, so this is one of my YouTube channel, and here inside this playlist you can find it out the Copilot details over there. So all the related Copilot things has been there. So please support me on the YouTube, subscribe my channel, as well as like the video. And if you want any new any kind of video which is a newly created service by the Amazon, you just put on the comment box, and I will come back with the newly created video over there. That's one part. And also you can find me out in the Medium, so with my name. So this is my Medium link, and where you have find multiple AWS Amazon related blogs, right? So one of them, see, this is the code artifact which is really launched by 10th of June, and this is the writing the AWS Copilot stuff over here, right? So here you can find it out, the detail. All those details is here, so you can go ahead and read this one. Just Google it out. My name, my full name is Varun Kumar Manik, and you can find my YouTube channel, my LinkedIn. Join me on LinkedIn also. So here, if I can open this one, AWS Copilot one, it's opening. Just a moment. I don't know what happened. Oops. Wow. Seriously? Yep. You can see here. So when you are going down, let it be complete. Let it be open. So as I told you in the initial section of this presentation, all those steps are there for the basic class. Like if you want to learn about how you install the Copilot, you can go over there, how you install the Docker, and how you run this Copilot basic command. So this was another Copilot demo repository. You can clone it at your machine, and you can go through that with the simple index.html. And here you can find the YouTube video also, and all the commands which is with screenshots. Everything is here available. You can go ahead, and these are the resources has been created with the Copilot, right? So we already saw this one. So and here is the history command of my terminal. So if anything missing over there, you can find it out from this history command. And at the below, after providing all the screenshot and video link, you can find it out my LinkedIn detail. You can just reach out to me on LinkedIn, or you can email me at any moment of time. You can reach out to me on Facebook. So yeah, and GitHub also. So anywhere you can reach out to me. So yeah, that's all for my side. Uh, Partha, am I audible to you?
Yes, Varun. Thank you. Thank you, Varun.
Do we have
I
any question, Partha?
uh, you can see there are
I
few questions.
Can you
There are
can
few
you just send
questions.
me? Uh, okay. Can you send me the link on WhatsApp of this YouTube's? Because I cannot share the screen. I have only one screen right now with my laptop, right? So can you share me on WhatsApp the YouTube link? Uh, or let me open. I think I have it. Wait. Could you share the slide? Arun Joseph is asking. Yes, Arun, definitely I'm going to share this slide, and you can find my slide in the slide share, right? I have already uploaded, and I'll give it to you. And the link is also, I'm going to paste it over here without making any delay. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to paste the link over here. And another thing, are any of these services free from AWS? Yes, the code pipeline and everything is free for DevOps purpose, right? But if you are going to use the, also GitHub is also free open source, right? And if you want to use the ECS or Fargate or any other thing, so there is a pay as you grow, right? So whatever you are going to use, you're going to pay for this, right? So couple of service is free and couple of service is chargeable. So yeah, it's completely based on what you're going to use it. So I hope Arun, you find your answer. So Partha,
Yes, Varun. I think we are good. If
yeah.
no other question, we can wind up the session.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you
So
all. Thanks
yeah,
for joining.
yeah, yeah. Thanks for joining, guys. I hope I have delivered my knowledge sharing and delivered my skill set towards this video.
Yeah.
And thanks again, Partha, for organizing this and giving me the opportunity to present myself over here. Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye.